Hi guys, in this tutorial we will see what is JSX attributes in React.js. So first of all, let me start from scratch so that you might come to know that what is basically happening. Import React from React, and we have semicolon here. And the second step we have to do is import React DOM. React DOM from React DOM / client. This is our complete path that we have to import React DOM. And here we have a variable. There can be any variable, it's up to you. Here we can write React DOM, which we have assigned here. React DOM dot create root, and here I have to write document dot get element by ID. And here we have ID of root. I have explained everything in my previous video. So here I'm just going through render, and inside render we don't have any fragment till now, because we will use a fragment when we have multiple elements. So let me tell you what is JSX attributes in React.js. Let me have my name in a variable, and here I am just showing it in h1 tag. My name is, and here I am using curly braces. I have told you in detail that why I am using curly braces here. So let me show you the output. This is the output basically. So I hope you might come to know that what is HTML attributes. So if you don't know, let me move on my Google Chrome, and here I am just typing HTML global attributes. You can see this is the first website, w3school.com, and here we have, there is a lot of HTML attributes. We have access key, class, content editable, date, draggable, and hidden ID, inert, etc. We have a lot of HTML attributes. So I'm just using content editable. Specifies whether the content of an element is editable or not. You can see here is the description of this attribute, which is basically the HTML attribute. So I can use it, HTML attribute, in my JSX, and here I can write what was the spelling. Let me check it. Content editable. Here you can write content. Here I have to write E capital, as everything in attributes, in JSX attributes, we have in camel case that we have first element small and the second element which is basically two elements. Let me tell you, content editable. You can see this is the first world till here, and this one is the second world. This is basically the two worlds composition. That's why first element, the first letter of the first world we have small, and the first element of the second letter, second word, we have always capital. This is called as camel case. So I'm going to remove it. Here I'm just typing add the table. You can see that here JSX is also showing us content editable. Let me save it and show you what is JSX attribute. You can see that here I can change my content. This is just because of JSX attribute, as I have told you that every attribute that is for HTML, we can use it in JSX as its attribute. This is nothing but just like looking HTML, and every HTML like looking data inside render is nothing but just a JSX. So let me have another example. And here I am using, we can say, we can use any image tag because we didn't use any image till now. src is equal to, and here you can see we have a second problem. First of all, I have to write it in fragments as we have multiple elements. Control X, and we have to paste here in React fragment. So here we can write image by such way, but as we don't need any you can say any sentence or any content here between these two tags, that's why we always close it in single tag, and this is called self-closing tag because this image has closed by itself self, so we don't need any further tag that is closing it as like h1 tag, and inside h1 tag we have a content, and this is the closing tag of h1. So this image part is just like you can say a self-closing tag, and here I can have any random source. So what source we can have? So let me show you till now what is basically happening. Move to inspect, console, content editable. You can see that here it is showing a warning because of React DOM. This warning is just showing a component is content editable and contains children managed by React. It is now your responsibility to guarantee that none of these nodes are unexpectedly modified or duplicated. You can see that it is modified by any user. That's why React is showing any error. It is not error, but just a warning. You can say here, it is just a warning. So this warning is given by React that it can be changed to your content. Control 0. So first of all, let me give a source here. Any image source, I can have any random image, like I can say we have an API of images like LORM, lorem ipsum images, lorem ipsum ima. There is a spelling mistake. Here you can see it is showing lorem ipsum image, and here I am just using any random image. Scroll down here and I am just going to copy it. Copy address link, and I am going to paste this link in my VS Code. Control V, Control S, and you can see that it is now showing an image here. And if I move in inspect, and inside inspect, if I move in console, here is console. This was the first error warning. Basically, there should be another warning here. So it is not showing any other warning. So you can see that every time you reload it, it will give a random image. So this is just because of lorem ipsum images. This is a good API. So this was all about our JSX attributes. I have basically this one is the attribute, and here you can see that src, and inside src we have given a source. This src is nothing but just an attribute of JSX here, and alt we have I random images, control S, and I hope you know that what is basically alt. When we forgot the path, or by some reason our image is deleted from our source, or by any other failure of system, so it will give us random images, and by this way we will come to understand that what was the basically image here. So let me show you. Control S. You can see that this alt is also showing that random images, and this is just a hint that what images we had here. We can simply come to know the error and modify it, or we can replace that image, and by this alt text we come to know that what was the image basically here. So if I copy it, Control C, and I paste here, Control V, and here I can have different images. Control S. It is taking some time. You can see that all these images are random, and every time we refresh, these images are always random here. So this alt and source in images tag is nothing but just JSX attribute. And if we talk about h1 tag, and inside h1 tag, if we have any content like that which is making some action, this is nothing but just a JSX attribute in React.js. So I hope now you understood what is attribute of JSX basically.